Hi everyone, this is lesson 1-1, video 1.1.6. Our learning target will be for students to be able to evaluate a piecewise defined function. In example 6, we're going to evaluate a piecewise defined function. Here we're given the function p of a over here, and a piecewise function looks really complicated, but it isn't. Really what it is it's a group of several functions put together, and they have restricted domains, meaning that each equation is only valid or only works for certain values, in this case of a, because a is our independent variable. So when we describe our domain, we are going to describe the value of a that works for each of the equations in our piecewise defined function. So this first equation, a minus 1,000 divided by 40 plus 75, only works if a is between 1,000 and 2,600. If a includes 1,000 and does not include 2,600. Okay, so the domain for this function, if I use interval notation, would be bracket 1,000, comma, 2,600, parenthesis. Now, the second equation right here only has a domain of 2,600 to 4,000. So if I wrote that in interval notation, that would be bracket 2,600, comma, 4,000, and parenthesis. And the last equation, a minus 4,000 divided by 25 plus 98, is only valid for values of a that are greater than or equal to 4,000, which in interval notation is 4,000, comma, infinity. So here's what this function is describing. Okay, this situation is in finance, and it says realtors in a metropolitan area studied the average home price per square foot as a function of total square footage. Their evaluation yielded the following piecewise defined function. Find the average price per square foot for a home with the square footage of 1,400 square feet. So here's what's going on. A represents the number of square feet in the home. Okay, basically the area of the home. P of A, what they're saying is P, standing or representing price. The price is a function of the area. Now, if you guys know anything about homes, the bigger the house, probably the more money it costs, depending on the condition it is in. So therefore, as area increases, price is also going to increase. That's what generally happens. Now, find the average price per square foot for a home that has a square footage of 1,400 square feet. Well, I need to look. I have three different equations in my piecewise defined function. Here's equation 1, here's equation 2, here's equation 3. Which equation includes in its domain a house that has 1,400 square feet? Okay, so I'm going to look at these three equations, and I've already written the domains in interval notation. Which function, 1, 2, or 3, includes the homes or a home that has 1,400 square feet? Okay, if you're looking at the domain, that would be equation 1, because equation 1 includes homes that have a square footage of 1,000 all the way up to 2,600 square feet. So I'm going to say, what is the price of a home whose area or square footage is 1,400? And what I'm going to do then is, in this equation, replace the area or the value of A with 1,400. So I'm going to get 1,400 minus 1,000 divided by 40 plus 75. And 1,400 minus 1,000 gives me 400. So I get 400 divided by 40 plus 75. which if I take 400 divided by 40, that's 10. 400 divided by 40 is 10. 10 plus 75 is 85. Now, you might be looking at me like, okay, $85. Well, that's not $85 for the house. No one's going to buy a house that's 1,400 square foot for $85. This is what the price per square foot is on average of a home that is 1,400 square feet. Okay, so on average, if someone was looking at houses that had 1,400 square feet, they would on average pay $85 per square foot. Okay, so a 12 by 12, a 12 inch by 12 inch section of the house costs about $85. Now, if we were going to extend beyond what the problem is actually asking, you could, with the information given, figure out what the average price of this home is. If it costs $85 per square foot, there's 1,400 square feet. If you want to actually know the purchase price or the sale price of the house, you could just say $85 times 1,400 square foot, because remember, this is what we're paying for every square foot. There's 1,400 square feet in the house. So if you multiply those two numbers together, that is going to give you the average price of this house. If we do a little bit of math here, that multiplication, that product of 85 times 1,400 is $119,000. So the average price of a home with 1,400 square feet at $85 a square foot would be $119,000. In part B, this time same function, same piecewise function that we used in the last example, but this time we are going to find the average price per square foot for a home with the square footage of 3,200 square feet. Now, which equation, I should say, includes homes that are 3,200 square feet? Equation 1, equation 2, or equation 3? Well, if you look at the domains that are given for each function, it's equation 2 right here. Right? Equation 2 includes a domain of A equaling or greater than 2,600 square feet, but less than 4,000 square feet. So I'm going to go ahead and figure out what P of 3,200 is, because 3,200 square feet is the area of this home. And since we decided on equation 2, fitting the domain right there, 3,200 fits into the domain for equation 2, I'm going to go ahead and plug in 3,200 for A. And if I plug in 3,200 for A in that equation, I'm going to take follow order of operations and simplify inside of my parentheses first. That gives me 600. 3,200 minus 2,600, so I get negative 600 on top, divided by 100 plus 110. Negative 600 divided by 100 is negative 6. And so I get negative 6 plus 110, which equals 104. Okay, so we have $104 per square foot. So a home whose area or square footage is 3,200 square feet, you could assume that you would pay roughly $104 per square foot. So I'm just curious, I'm going to do some math here and say $104 for every 12 inch by 12 inch square foot in the house times 3,200 square feet. We're looking at a price of $332,800 for a house whose price per square foot is 104, and there's 3,200 square feet. In example 6, check for understanding. The example deals with energy, and the cost of residential electricity use can be represented by the following piecewise function, where K is the number of kilowatts. Kilowatt is just a unit of measurement for energy or electricity. Find the cost of the electricity if you use 950 kilowatts. Okay, you have three different equations here, equation 1, equation 2, equation 3, all of which give us a different domain or different amount of usage. So if you are a home who uses between 0 and 500 kilowatts, you're going to use the first equation to determine your bill. If you use between 500 or more than 500 but less than or equal to 1,000 kilowatts, then you would use the second equation. And if you use more than 1,000 kilowatts of electricity or energy, you're going to have 10 plus 0.04K as your equation to determine your bill. Now you have four choices, A, B, C, and D. I would like you to calculate the cost of the electricity usage for 950 kilowatts and then submit your answer.